You know, many of you are disappointed with how you performed in college or university, or even in the working world. And can I tell you something? There's no reason for you to be disappointed in yourself. There's a lot to say that you did something that a lot of people can't possibly do, and you are the one person that actually got up and did it. And you had the courage to actually get going and try that thing. So no matter how you actually perform, that's irrelevant. What matters is you actually learned something and you acquired some knowledge. Now, you might think that this is kind of a weird attitude and a weird belief, but you have to acknowledge that you did learn something by sitting in that classroom. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Massac. I'm an Associate Professor of Innovation, Strategy, and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole Reciprocity Project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward to help you out. So I actually created the sharing economy editing platform. Go check it out so you can get feedback on your work. Please go check it out. It's reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3. And go buy some credits if you think it's cool, so you can get some feedback on your writing. So, a lot of us feel disappointed with how we perform. I'm going to tell you this on a daily basis. As a professor, I still feel like that all the time. And you might think that that is strange, but it is just how we're built often. Some of us will reflect on how we perform, and some of us will feel disappointed with that performance no matter how well you actually perform. And what you have to do and have to remember is that you actually got up and tried that thing, and you might not actually perform that well the first time you try it, but there's something that's really cool with learning, is that the more times you try that thing, the better that you're going to get at it, as long as you're actually trying and working at it. Because what you do is you see the ways that you can actually perform and do that thing a little better every time you do that. This is almost a law in research in terms of how people, how people actually learn. It's called the learning curve. And the more that you actually try something, the more experience you get, the better you get at it. So the first time you try something, it's almost by definition, you're probably not going to perform as well as what you would like, unless you're extremely high skilled. So if you're high skilled, then you're probably going to perform very well at the beginning, but not everybody is like that. So I would encourage you, no matter how disappointed you feel with your performance, to get back up and get going and not worry about that disappointment that you actually feel or those emotions that you feel, but just know that you can get back up and get going. I think far too many of us, as soon as we have a bad experience with something, we tend to shy away from it. This is actually really natural. This is built into us as human beings. It's called reinforcement. I don't know if you've ever heard of Pavlov's dog. The dog that Pavlov rang a bell and fed a dog and was measuring how much saliva was coming out of his mouth. But we get reinforced every time you ring that bell, and your saliva will run in your mouth. And it's the same sort of behavior that happens if you have negative reinforcement. So you have a bad experience, you tend to shy away from that thing. You tend not to go towards that particular thing because it's not pleasant. But the more that you actually expose yourself to something that is tough and difficult, the more that you're actually going to want to do that thing, and you can become more competent at that thing. Your skill level increases dramatically as you are pursuing something that is difficult. So I'd encourage you, if you're disappointed with your performance, maybe you had a really bad test, get back up and get going again. Study some more. Maybe you failed a course. Well, that doesn't matter. Just get back up and get going and do that course again. But try a little bit more, or try something different. Look for ways that you can learn from that experience. Maybe you need a tutor, for example. Maybe you need to spend some more time at the course. Maybe you need to find a different instructor. Whatever it is, you have to look for those ways that you can learn and improve your performance. Now, if you do have those feelings of disappointment, or you have those feelings that you're not good enough, I'd encourage you to work on them, because that is a moment for you to grow as a person. You're really not that bad of a person if you have those feelings. That just means that you're a human being. And spend some time to think and reflect about why you actually feel that way when you have those responses. It might be actually part of the reason why you're actually not performing that well. So as you continue and grow as a person, know that there's a lot that you can do. And if you feel disappointed in any sort of way, give yourself some grace. I think this is a really easy way for us to grow and become better and become nicer human beings if we forgive ourselves, or we spend some time thinking about the amazing things that we actually have and the things that we actually do. So maybe you're goofing around, for example, and you didn't do too well in that course. Well, you're probably being very social, and that's actually a really good thing in this world, to be social. So don't at all get caught up or be too hard on yourself, is what I'm saying. There's a lot that you can be happy for, and a lot that you're really good at. You just have to see what those things are. So try not to be so tough on yourself. There's a lot that you can do, and as you are growing and developing and becoming a human being, know that just try not to be so hard on yourself, and try to keep repeating things that are difficult. That's the one thing that I can almost guarantee, if you repeat it and you keep doing it, you might get better at it. You're very likely to get better at it. So don't be discouraged whenever you have those moments where you are disappointed with yourself. So with that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care.